Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to another SEO website analysis. Now, this time we're taking a look at scrubblue.com. This is a website that one of the students in the group submitted to me to look at. So we're going to take a look and we're going to see the good and the bad. I'm going to give my analysis today. I'm doing this alone, so there's no guest. We'll have more guests in the future, but I promised the person I would do this, and we're late. So late is better than never, right? So here we are. We have Scrubblue. Now it looks like they're a cleaning company in Louisville, Kentucky. So let's take a look at this website. I've zoomed in here. So we have a very nice, clean banner, right? We have a banner. I don't think this is a slider. I think it's just a still image. We have some keywords in here, which are really good. So best cleaning company. You can clearly tell what they're trying to rank for. So that's absolutely fantastic. I love the little slogan, "We scrub so you don't have to." It's really nice. And then for a free estimate or to schedule your cleaning service, reach out via call, text, or online booking. So it looks like they have different calls to action. Now, the first thing I'd say is I think having two buttons here overwhelms the user because people get, the more you can add kind of things that are going to make a user think, what should I do? The more bounces and less conversions you're going to have. So I think there actually needs to be one call to action here instead of two. I think having two calls to action is going to actually cause some interference problems. So I would honestly just have only one of these. So that's the first recommendation I would make, but I love the color scheme and everything, and I love how this matches the blue and the branding. I'm going to look up here before I actually scroll down. So the top menu looks fantastic, but I'm wondering why this is red when everything else is this blue. I almost think it would make more sense to have this kind of be the yellow within that logo for these, because you can see how when I move over these, there's kind of a red accent, and I think that kind of looks strange. So I would definitely change that. This button is great. Again, I would have this change to that yellow if you hover over it. So we're just keeping the consistency with the branding. Get your free estimate. I would actually have this be call the business, but if that's what they're doing, and let's actually take a look at where this goes real quick. Noticing page load time is a little slow because it took quite a while to pull up this page. That may be something to look at as well. Again, I'm seeing theme just inconsistency with the colors. Um, I feel like people are going to want to call before they're going to want to pay this money, but this is definitely valuable to have as a form and everything like that. You have first clean, deep clean, kind of big and bolded. I'm gonna zoom in so you can kind of see that there. So that's kind of nice. I like the live chat, and I like that it's kind of again within those theme colors. That's really good. That's going to help get more people. Having a live chat increases your conversions just by it being there, even if people don't use it. I've seen that in my business personally, where when I've had a live chat on my sales pages, I just get more conversions. So that's really, really nice to have. I love the social proof over here where we have these like reviews that kind of change. I think that's very good. We have frequently asked questions. And do you have a phone number? I love that these are actual real questions. Like these are definitely you can tell they put a lot of thought into making sure that they featured questions that actual prospects and customers are going to be asking, right? Like, do you have a phone number? How do I schedule, right? What if I have to cancel my booking? So those are absolutely fantastic, and they're gathering the information that they're actually going to need to do this clean and determine a price, right? And that's really nice. I've never seen that before. Exclude areas you don't want to enter, right? That's really nice for privacy purposes. So I really like that. And do you have cats and pets? So their survey looks really, really good. And tips and everything. But I really think having at the upper right of the site, having a phone number is just a really good idea. But I also understand they really want to have people do this book process. But I think if they're running, and obviously I don't know the client, but if they're running like paid traffic to this site, that would be the page, the free estimate would be the page they're running on. But I think people that are coming in organically are probably going to want to call and talk to people instead of filling out a form, right? I never fill out a form without talking to someone, and I know a lot of consumers are the same way. So that's just something to keep in mind. But then again, that varies niche to niche, right? This could be working for them. So my honest advice is if it's working, as the old saying goes, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? But we have a login up here too. I think I would get rid of that. And I'm not sure really what that's there for. Okay, so for bookings and stuff. Okay, so that's what that's there for. Let's take a look at the contact page. We have another form. I love that. How did you hear about us? This is something I literally just added when you buy local SEO Shark, and it asks you that because it's if one thing goes wrong with your tracking, and sometimes Google Analytics doesn't track things right, and sometimes tracking, a lot of people have trouble at tracking, right? And the more you can kind of pin down where these people are coming from and what your acquisition channels are, the better off you're going to be. So this is fantastic. So it's really, really good. Again, we have popular questions over here. I like that. And I also like that these are different questions. So we're not looking at duplicate content, which is really, really fantastic. I want to look at the checklist. This site has done, and I'm going to say this again probably throughout this analysis. This site has done, whoever has been involved with this site has done a fantastic job with creating something that looks clean, but more importantly, that has all this user experience stuff that's going to keep people on the page. This is 100% going to serve their SEO. Again, I would get rid of that red button, or at least have it match the branding of everything else. But I really, really like this. And again, I like the form, I like the contacts, and I like the social media buttons. Um, they don't have those in the footer. Oh no, they do. They're over here. I see keywords kind of red, and it looks like there's two links to Google Maps. But you have a maps right here, so I'm not really sure that you need those links. I would have maybe one link, but this feels very, very kind of artificial, and I'm almost wondering if Google's not going to like this. But we'll take a look. And I love that they have the phone number at the bottom and the email. It's very easy to find contact methods, right? There's my face is blocking it, but there's a little contact box or live chat right here again. So that's really, really nice. Just looking through some of this stuff here. Again, we have different checklists, and I love that. That's something that's going to really help people figure out what they want to do. We have a service page, so we have service areas, and I'm looking at the URL, and I know it's probably hard for you to see, but they have great website architecture set up to a degree, and I'm going to talk about the weaknesses in a moment. But if I come in here, I can see clearly where they serve, and we're actually setting this up and building relevance for Google, which is really good. And again, we have that call to action, and then we have some of the other service areas around there. So we're building some relevance, and I love the pictures. This is quite nice. And the reviews is awesome. So there's so much good that this website is doing. I think they've done a phenomenal job. This is a great example of a website that's doing almost everything right, which we don't see a lot throughout these analyses, and I have a feeling this is going to be rare. So props off to the business owner and the marketing team. Again, a good FAQ with real kind of questions, which is nice. This is a really important one, right? Are your cleaning products safe for pets and children? I think that's a great question. So you can tell, again, they hone down on this stuff. But let's talk about the not so great thing we're doing with service pages. We don't have, these are not pages above these, right? You need to actually have that click into a parent page. So that's something that I would change. Additionally, some of these, like deep cleaning, this has in the URL deep cleaning Louisville, Kentucky, which is great. And you can tell if you are moving over URLs by looking in the bottom left. As you hover over links, you can see what that is. But some of these, like house cleaning services, this doesn't have the location in the URL. So we're not building relevance with a lot of these. But I love that we have individual service pages because that's always great because you have more of a chance to rank for each of these. The page speed is a little slow. Again, I'll say that. Um, I love the clean pictures, right? So this looks great. Oh, is that zooming as you scroll? It is. That's nice. It's a nice touch. A lot of purposeful, again, location building, which is great. Get your free estimate. They have a privacy policy. That's great. So they're GDPR compliant, which doesn't really matter in the States, but it's still something that Google's looking for. I do see a weird space in here, so I would change that and get rid of that. Let's take a look at the About page. I don't think we've looked at this yet. Okay, that needs to be capital. That needs to be capital. That's driving me crazy. This feels sloppy compared to a lot of the other pages. This just looks weird if you're looking at it, right? It looks like it looks like it was just thrown together very quickly, at least if you're looking up here. I would bold this right here, and that feels like a very big space in between text, but I love that little picture. That's really nice. Now we get into some of the corporate speak, which I'll give them props. I haven't seen that up till this point. I hate that. Get rid of that. This is probably okay, but I would put this into I would change this so it's not so much corporate speak. What's this across the web? Let's take a look at this page. Google Maps. Almost looks like they're showing the service area that they're okay operating in, which is really nice because I feel like that's a question people are going to ask. Well, can you come out to Charlestown, and for example, right? And I don't know if they even like they may not care, they may do that, but it's nice having that, hey, we operate within this kind of sphere or border, right? So that's really quite nice. What is this? Sites.google. Let's take a look. I don't understand why we have this as just a random Google Sites, unless this was like originally their website. We have like an embedded iframe of their website, but it's scrunching things together so it looks weird. I'm not really sure what purpose this serves. I would get rid of that. That's very strange. That's kind of weird. Let's take a look. And it's weird that a lot of these pages I can only find in the footer, right? I can't really find them anywhere else. Areas we serve. See, this should be combined with that across the web page so that we have that kind of border. Let's see if it's on this page. A lot of just bolded text, which this does not work. This is artificial. This is not Google doesn't give people keywords just because you're bolding it like that over and over within a giant wall of text like that. I would get rid of that completely. The image is nice. I would keep the image and do something with that. Um, Again, we have that again, which is kind of duplicate content. I've seen this on another page. Uh, Services. There that is. I would combine these two pages. I don't think there needs to be two pages. This is very strange. Is there sitemap an XML sitemap? It's an HTML sitemap. Nice. Okay, so these guys actually have an HTML sitemap. Uh, let's see if we're going to check if they have an XML sitemap, but this is great. Google wants that. If you can have an HTML sitemap and an XML sitemap, you're ahead of the curve. Let's see if I can find their sitemap here. Yeah, okay, they do have a Yoast sitemap. Fantastic. So that's great, and I'm assuming that's submitted to Google Search Console. So overall, here's my overall thoughts on this website. I think this website is great. I think it does a lot of things very well. However, I think there's a lot of areas for improvement and things that are kind of artificial, things that aren't really necessary, things that just feel like they were added for the sake of trying to go out of their way to build relevance in ways that are a little bit spammy. I would remove some of those things. I would get a little bit more consistent with the branding. I haven't taken a look at the Google My Business, so let's actually do that real quick as well. So, okay, this is what I was afraid of. And I see this a lot when I see websites where, it's the website is so built out, and then you start to see what I'm seeing here, which is a kind of lack of Google My Business optimizations. So, I don't really see them in here, right, at all in the top three. That's a really big problem because their website, most people are going to click something here. 90% of people. Most people aren't going to scroll down to the organics, which is what they're doing all these hard optimizations for. And you can actually see how far down they are. And the reason for that is because we haven't optimized the Google My Business, which is incredibly unfortunate. So we have a huge problem here with Google My Business, which is a big deal. So I have a sneaking suspicion there's a few reasons why this is happening. I'm not really sure why this isn't loading right here, and I don't know what that is. That might be the maps. Let me try disabling my ad block. It's still doing it, which is very strange. But let's scroll down and see where they are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're number 12, which is really bad. Also, this page is super buggy. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, so um, let's take a look at some of what they might be doing wrong. I see a very blurry photo right here. Um, that's not good. This is like, Google's trying to zoom in on this and it looks really bad. You don't need a picture of your website. I would get rid of that. Um, they have, let's take a look. They have 113 reviews, but the top three businesses have 359 reviews, 235 reviews, and 336 reviews. So that's part of why they're not showing up, is they need to get on that review grind to get more reviews. They have a 4.9, which these guys all have, so the review score itself is fine, but they need more reviews. Let's take a look at what else is going on here. So photos, if I look at how many photos the client has here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, this needs to go, the pictures of the website. 13, 14, 15. Now, I have a feeling and a sneaking suspicion, if we look at this one, they're going to have a lot more photos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, okay, so they do have photos, but you can clearly see how the photos are the exact same, right? They have the same number, but they have clean, less blurry photos, and all the photos are of their team and real work. So we need to make sure that for Scrubblue, we're actually taking pictures of the team at work like that. That's what Google wants to see. So we don't have that, right? We just have random places. Like that is nothing to do with again, this would be better as a customer image, right? That isn't what Google wants, right? So that's kind of a problem. Let's take a look at number 2. Yeah, exactly. So for the second listing, look what we have. Pictures of the team, pictures of the team, pictures of the team. That's it. That's the only thing they have. Google wants that. We now see that. Let's get a lot of pictures of our team at work and make sure that they're high quality, nicely bright, like lit and everything, right? So that's something that we want. Free estimate. Free estimate. Does ours say free estimate? Let's take a look. No. Okay, so you need to put free estimate on here because that's something that they have. Don't reinvent the wheel, just take what's working. Services. Okay, we have a lot of services filled out, but not all of these are filled out with text. So we want to make sure we go through and actually fill out all of these for descriptions as well. That's something incredibly important. Okay, they are making posts. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we want. Keep doing that, and your posts look great. I wouldn't worry about that. You're doing that right. I'm going to look again at what these places are have here. Let's take a look. Services. Okay, they're missing some too, but we definitely want to fill those out. It can't hurt. Updates. They're posting a lot of updates as well. The frequency looks like it's the same. It's interesting that they've also watermarked some of these pictures as well. It says their name in the bottom. I don't know why this isn't opening. Something to consider. You want to have that, the branding on the shirts and the logo and everything. It might be also that this place has citations and that the client hasn't built out citations yet to the degree that these places have, and they might have more backlinks, more content, right? Oh, I didn't see a blog on the website. Let's go back. There's no blog here. This is a really big problem as well with the website. There's one blog post. That's part of the problem is you're not building authority. It's hidden. The blog's hidden. You have decent piece of content, but you're not doing any kind of authority building. So that's another reason why this website isn't ranking higher in Google Maps. So those are my takeaways. I would get on making the photos the same as the competitors, really showing off your team. I would get on making a blog, fixing some of those issues at the website, building off-site authority with Google and with backlinks, having guest posts, things like that, right? Making sure you're on a consistent content publishing schedule, filling out all your services, and of course, just geotagging those images too. I almost forgot to mention that when you add them in here. So those are my suggestions for Scrubblue. And with that being said, that wraps up this website analysis, and I will catch you in the next one.
Like and subscribe if you want to become an SEO ninja.